Hello, everyone. Hello, this week again. Hi, Elenik. How are you?
Hi, Emma. Hi, everyone. I'm really good. Thank you very much. Been a really nice week, and it's all exciting now because things are starting to change even more.
Yes.
So I'm excited for today. I think it's our last conversation, and it's going to be very, very powerful for people.
Yeah, our last conversation from this series. You never
From this,
know, because we have many things in the oven, as they say in Spanish, at least.
yeah,
Many things cooking for the future. But from this series is the last one, yes. And we
yeah.
are going to talk about. Yes, sorry.
I was saying we've got lots that's developing and a lot of things that are coming up to our attention to help people with and to really support people in this big transition and for us all to go to this new level, of work in the future. So
Yes.
there'll be maybe many more things we do together in that. But for now, yeah, I think it's a very interesting topic today. So it's about the future and technology, right?
Yes, yes, we are going to talk about the future in technology and how do we see the work from now on? Because every time we are using more technology, and it's not only the people working in tech companies, everyone is using technology, everyone is doing videos online. So we want to see how we see the work from now on in technology. So, Eleni, what do you think about the future in technology in general? How do you see it?
Yeah, well, it's so interesting to see everybody going through this transition. Companies and countries that were never online. I happen to live in one like Cyprus, an island where it's all in Greek. So people don't relate to the whole English internet. They have their own
Oh,
system. They
true.
work a lot with Greece. I've even seen, how very stubborn systems here, like the social insurance system, has finally gone online
Yes.
because they really cannot afford to have people queuing anymore like they have been and socially distancing. So it's been a very interesting time to see even the most um, tough communities that were not very internet friendly are going online. So this is here to stay. Another very interesting thing on LinkedIn was people doing some polls. I've been working with companies, quite revolutionary companies in Switzerland, for example, and on this post in LinkedIn, and I know a few other companies were evaluating what people like more, to be in the office or to be remote working
True.
or to have a flexible schedule on both of these or to have a structured schedule. And as a psychologist, I'll say to you that the difference, the distinction between online working remotely with technology and machinery and then being in person in offices writing pen and paper or doing things in a more traditional old style is very interesting psychologically for the brain because they both have benefits and they both have disadvantages.
Mhm.
And of course, we can automate, make life more convenient, use machines to open up opportunities that make things much more regulated, more systematic, and much more convenient. But there's a lot of challenges to being in this dehumanizing effect
Mhm.
of technology. And you have to work on your life work balance. The other thing about more traditional systems, more of the older way of working, is that they gave us this human contact much more than what we have now. So we have to learn how to replace that. We have to supplement our life with it. But what I think is so interesting about all this research I've seen done is that people are saying that they really like this hybrid version. People want the convenience of being at home,
Yes.
working more flexibly, being master of your own castle.
Yes.
And so the future of work, I think, is going to be much more open to remote working. But even still, there are companies that are refusing to let this happen too quickly
Yes.
or to have it too widespread because of management issues, tax issues, and many other things. So there's still also this need to be in contact with people at the office, go in a few days a week, or have very specific social events online where you can become more in contact and more in community with people. So I think we have to learn to do both.
Mhm.
And we also have to learn how to balance ourselves with whatever each version doesn't give us
Yeah.
access to. What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Elenik. But I think it have many good things. For example, you can work in other countries. You don't need to be traveling all the time. So it's also good for the planet because before I had to travel, for example, a lot, and now we can do meetings online. So of course you need to see your customers sometimes if they are in another country, but you don't need to go that often. You can have meetings online and go maybe every 2 months. You don't need to go every week or every month. It depends the kind of work, of course. But you can also save time, save money. If you live in a big city, for example, like Chicago, if you live in a city that big, you don't need to spend 2 hours in the car every day to go to work. Or if it's snowing and you have a really bad weather, you can stay at home because now the people see that you can do it from home. So you have also, it depends on the situation, the country, and everything. It can have many advantages. But what you say, we still need the human contact. We need to feel the people. We need to interact. So I think it's not going to be everything online, as we can see people. We will meet people, but I think it's going to be more flexible, and it depends the situation of each person. For me, I've been working remote most of the time since 2005, and I love it. But it's, of course, you need to have discipline, and you have to set your boundaries, set your times to have also life. Otherwise, you work 24 hours every day.
Yeah, I think you teach people a lot about that. And I wonder if we work together on training people in a group program, that should be a very big part of it. Is how do you organize yourself so disciplined into your own schedule? Because that structure normally was provided outside. I'm sure many people really know what we're saying here. You've experienced it, you know lots of people are talking about it. But the point is, how do you build the structure inside your own internal remote working system? And I would love to learn from you and more ways of doing that, because I think the structure
is really important.
Psychologically is one part of it, and the freedom, the flow, is another part. And some people are very good at the freedom flow part. They're more creative, they're more fluid. And then the other people that are much better at the structure part of things. But this polarity, we say in psychology, is what we all need to master, as much of a balance between them as possible. And as a world, we're actually being trained through this whole situation to learn to do that, to be able to be more responsible for our own structure, actually not having a boss or a company have to tell you what to do all the time. But I loved, and then I loved also the freedom, working in your own way. But again, if there's too much of it, you just can get very chaotic, very all over the place. It's too fluid. And I know I struggle a lot with that, because I need this routine, and it would be lovely to learn more about it. Plus, this whole thing about the earth and managing resources, not traveling around so much, not flying so much, is wonderful. I mean, it's a great thing that you mentioned, and I also think there are way more benefits that we're going to find out about, but we also have to be careful that we're not overdoing it.
Yeah, that's true. I completely agree. But it is also, there are many people that for them it's difficult. They are struggling because they don't know technology. They didn't use technology until 2 years ago, and suddenly they have to change everything, change the way of living and working and doing everything, and do it with technology. How do you think we can help all of us, these people?
Well, I want to say the people that are very tech focused, that are really in like IT programming, these kinds of people are becoming priceless translators of a new language. And I have a niece who is in in programming and working very deep IT type stuff. And then I know a few others that build databases and build payroll systems and all kinds of different tech people. And I think the one thing that we all have to understand is that it's a new language, and that as it is a new language, has different dialects. People can take that language and use it in different countries for different things. Literally, technology is used in many different industries to do different things. So it's not just one thing. It's not just one app, one portal, one way of speaking the language. There are so many different ways to communicate with technology. And this is something you have to take time to learn. You have to learn to speak this language. And then at some point, I've seen a lot of women past age 40. That's the generation group that is building a lot of business that has to catch up with the big gaps in their technology language learning so far, that they have to improve their vocabulary. And I think it's good to give yourself a limit, like also to know you don't have to learn to speak this language perfectly. You have to get other people to translate for you, or get other people to speak for you, or get other people to communicate better with your audience, etc. So for anyone who's overwhelmed by the tech, that's what I want to say to them. But also for people who are in the tech industries doing the speaking of this language, translating it for the rest of us.
It's a challenge.
And they are very valuable people for us. The important part sorry about that. So
It's okay.
the other part of it is that they also have a kind of challenge sometimes, because I think, they are the kind of people that maybe don't like a lot of interaction with people sometimes. They like to be in their own little world. If you look at the personality profile, it's somebody that also needs help from us to come out of their world a little bit, and come and enjoy the world a little bit, and come and interact and communicate with us a little bit. So we will see a lot more men and women, especially men, going into that style of personality dynamic. A lot of IT leaves people feeling quite isolated and disconnected. So if you have sons and daughters going into tech, or if you have, colleagues and friends that are in tech, just lovingly encourage them to enjoy life a little bit more with you if you see them going into those spaces. But know that they are very valuable people, because here's the thing: they are helping us to reach levels of automation and levels of convenience. That's what that does, that we just couldn't reach without technology. So now you can actually target 20,000 people in a campaign for your business, whereas 20 years ago you would only be able to put it on TV, and maybe you'd have to pay loads of money for that if you wanted to reach 20,000 people, or put it on radio, or you would have to actually not reach 20,000 people and 2,000 with some poster put in someone's post box that you'd have to pay someone to go and put the leaflet in for you. So the whole world of access is so different, and I think tech people are really helping to spread, helping many thought leaders spread their message far wider than ever before. They're helping a lot of people automate and make life more convenient for themselves. And they're also helping to develop systems that can integrate things in ways that we just simply could never do. But yeah, they need our help sometimes to also connect more with us, to enjoy their lives in the world, to not get too drawn into the world of machines. So that way we can help each other, really. Tech professionals help us, and we also help them when we see they need our interaction or our communication. But if you're overwhelmed, it's also good to find someone that is quite young, I think, when you want some help with your tech stuff, and someone that you think you can get along with, because I found it very helpful to interact with people half my age that know the tech way better, even if for the more simple stuff. If I need help with how the website language and the hosting system and the whole SSL certificates, and then you actually need to check your domain names. That whole procedure is very simple for someone that's 20 that's involved in tech. For me, it's like, oh my God, there's 3 things, there's 3 documents, it's like different websites. Why aren't these people responding? So that communication from someone that's a little bit younger, that's very tech savvy, back to you, breaking it down, helping you understand the words of this language, and helping you understand the function. You have to spend some time, and you have to know that if you're going to go online and work online, you have to really put some time and attention into all of that, so that you can learn the language as best as you need it up until your limit.
Yeah, that's true. And here, what we were talking last week about communication online helps a lot, because once you know your customer really good and you know who they are, you can communicate from your company. The communication people can help the developers to communicate in a proper way to the customers. So if you know the customers that are young and they prefer videos, you can do videos to explain all the things inside the tool so they can learn. Or if it's people that they prefer to read, you can do a lot of tests and questions to solve the problem. So you can create a lot of material in communication to help the people understand the tools and to make it easy for them, because you say ask people, but not everyone wants to ask people, because it's difficult to say I don't know how to do it. People don't like to say I don't know it because it's so easy for a lot of people. So it's like, if it's easy for everyone, how I'm going to say that I don't know how to do it? So from my experience working in tech companies, what you need to do is create a lot of material so they can see how to do it without needing to ask anyone, I don't know how to do it, can you help me?
Yeah, I think your whole talk about communicating online, and a lot of the online remote working conversations we had are also very much in this conversation today, because this is what I remember you saying. We have to be very patient about this.
Yes.
That, it's not something you just go and do with 1 month and get results. Like, it takes time to be able to find the results from technology. You need to study the data. You need the analytics of what's going on, of how people respond to you, etc. So I think this whole language of technology, again, you have to learn to listen to what it's saying when you get the feedback as well. So very important time for us to learn how to use it well in our lives,
Yeah, true. I totally agree. We need to do it, but we need to do it together in a way that is easy for everyone. Try to make it easy as possible.
Exactly. And our talks have been, I think, a really good opportunity for people to just hear a more relaxed conversation.
Yes.
About some really important things, but also to explain things in a much more day-to-day level of understanding it, because it can become very overwhelming and it can become very confusing. There's so many details now that just never existed 20, 30 years to running a business, or even just having a brand. So I think, technology can help us, but it's also got its complexity, and it's got its people that can help you understand that complexity. So it's good to find the right ones.
Yeah, exactly. We need to take into account all the aspects. We need to know that there are many tech companies, there are many people that they are not used to technology, and we need to build a bridge to make it work together.
Yeah, and I know when you say tech companies, that you work a lot in that industry, and you specialize also, I think, after this time of working with so many of them, in understanding their needs, their awareness, their struggles. So what would you say is, the thing that tech professionals need to focus on the most from your experience? What have you seen?
What I think is they need to continue developing the best product they can, and to do it the easiest possible for the people, and then to have people experts in communications that they can understand really good the product, because when you are in marketing and communication, you need to understand really good the product. Otherwise, if you don't understand it, you cannot communicate it to the customers. But when you are in communications and you understand the product and you know every detail of the product, then you can create a lot of material for the users to understand your product. So I think the tech company need people, to translate, because it's like translating. You translate the tech terminology to the market terminology so that they can use it and they can understand it. Because otherwise people, I don't know, maybe this happened to you too, Hellenic. When you open a new tool, the people tell you, oh, this tool is really good. And you enter in it like, and what do I need to do here? How it works? So then you enter, you don't understand anything, and you leave the tool and you don't enter anymore. Or an app, that you install the app and you don't know how it works. So it's important to make it easy and to make all the material that you need for the people to understand it, and to listen to the feedback is really important, because only 1-2% of the people that is using your tool will tell you if they don't understand. So when the people tell you they don't understand, listen to them, because if one person tells you, maybe 1,000 is having the same problem. So listen to them, tell them thank you, because it's really valuable what they are telling you, and try to improve the tool to make it easy for the people to understand.
Yeah, I like this advice of really innovate. That's what they're there to do. They can come up with very interesting things, but unless people understand how to use it, and unless it's efficient, it's again another complication that just takes you 5 hours to work out every time it's not working, or every time you can't get it right. That's a very important detail. I mean, I also think the way that tech people can focus so well on these kind of solutions they have for people is, sometimes like an invention. I mean, they actually are able to invent solutions for the whole world. I know some of these people are also working to hack into systems, which just shows the warriorship. Sometimes like they're warriors of destruction. Sometimes these hackers, So it shows you the skill, the genius level, that there is a way of going into the system and being able to optimize it with something tech-based, And, of course, anything can be used for destruction as well. So that ability to be quite genius-like in that way, that kind of nerdy passion that some of us have for our jobs in the tech space, I think it can, as we keep saying, create a lot of disconnection from people, from life skills, from being social. So as a psychologist, I just want to say what I think they should be more focused on when they've done their work is to also keep their lives really balanced.
And it's important.
If you're in the tech industry and you're watching this on Yama's channel, I would just appeal to you to say that it's okay, to want to have time out of that world. And in fact, you will need to force yourself sometimes because there's such a pull to having to solve the solution, to get to the solution, to solve the problem. I know I've seen some of these tech people that can work into such deadlines until they hack the deadline, until they reach the deadline or they've hacked the problem so well that they now have the solution how to fix it. And the whole system can go down until they do that. That is a level of intensity.
Some of the pressure.
Yeah, it's such a level of pressure that creates adrenaline and cortisol in the body that if you get addicted to it, which you obviously will because if you have a career in that, you obviously like it, and you like the challenge of chasing to the end, the warriorship of it, that's what I mean. Every warrior needs to sit down on a rock every now and again, put his sword down, and just eat a piece of rabbit and drink a little bit of rice, around the fire. And then he can start the next day. So I want to encourage you to really look at that level of psychological, emotional balance. Like to be able to be sleeping well is very important. If you're not, you need to look at it. You need to fix it. If you're going past into deadlines that take you into midnight and over midnight and you're just not balancing your body-mind system regularly, it can affect your mood and your irritability and make you actually want to stay quite isolated even because you don't want to start dealing with people, you don't want people to question you, you don't want to kind of have a social life too much because your world is in this box. And again, I'll just wake you up out of that and say, you are allowed to have a balanced life, but you will have to work to have that and fight for the value of living a life where you are taking care of your physical body and you're in this world. And that's, a bit of a challenge. So it needs a little bit of
this is a big challenge. This is a big challenge because also a lot of technology companies, they need to work at night or weekends because they cannot interrupt the tool when people is working. So they need to do it when people is not working. So it makes it a challenge because you don't want to interrupt people, but then the people working, they need to work at night or weekends or in the morning really early. So yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to go out of this wheel. But it's important.
There's so many ways that we can predict the future of this. There's a lot of research now on dopamine, that there's a kind of addiction to dopamine in a lot of tech use, because every time you click a page, every time you're surfing, there's a dopamine rush. And so people are getting trained into this quick response, almost like takeaway food as opposed to cooking something. No Generation Z person thinks cooking is really that necessary anymore, because a lot of people, unless they're living in developing countries in the Western world, they assume that you just click buttons to get things. That technology is just an interface for your dreams and wishes. And the long time it would take to stoke a fire, to find the firewood, to stoke a fire, to make the fire the right temperature, to boil some water, to make some tea, is, prehistoric for a lot of Generation Z, Generation X, and millennials. So we're living in a time where the future of technology and the future of people in tech is going to be so far removed from what is a natural way of living that the mind itself can get very easily distorted into not seeing the real consequences of actions or the time it takes to get to something. And this is causing a lot of frustration in young people in general, because they don't have the confidence to get to where they want to go, because they can't understand why they don't get the results sooner. So they think there's something wrong with me. Yeah. And this is causing a big problem. In fact, I'm doing a whole summit on that, Women of Truthful Youth. And I bring it in here because it's where I learned about this dopamine response, and it's a kind of addiction. So we have to be real about it as well. If you are in tech industries and you work a lot with tech, you have to know that you're putting a lot of dopamine into your body and that your body's generating dopamine from technology. And this means you need time out to restore your levels
Yes.
and to get a real perception again. And what really helps is to go walking with long distances ahead of you, because that perception of distance changes the brain messaging into the way you understand three-dimensional space and five-dimensional possibility, which are fancy ways of saying you understand the complexity of this cosmos and universe visually in ways where you just simply cannot on this 3D or 2D dimensional space online. Yes, you get wired up to the whole world, but your brain is working very differently to understand reality. In fact,
That's
this
true.
is not really the only reality. It's an alternate reality. The real reality is outside here, present time awareness. So this is something to really think about.
This
So
is really important. Yeah.
if people are seeing that they're getting a little bit, frustrated about the time it takes to do things, that's a sign that you're a
Yeah.
little bit addicted.
Yeah, but that's really important what you say. You need to stop and see it from outside. And not only with technology, with everything that overwhelming. When you are overwhelmed, you need to stop and put
Exactly.
distance.
Exactly. So like a discipline, I know you talk a lot about that discipline
Yes.
in your own work environment. Like you
Yes.
can't just work all the time, doesn't matter, because it's so convenient to work on a computer. You do have to have some structure.
True.
Um,
You need
I
a
think
structure and you need breaks and you need
it works.
to live. It's really, really important.
And real people, you need to talk to
Yes.
people.
Yes. Yeah, this is also really, really important. I'm so
Yeah,
looking forward when we go outside and we can hug people and be human again.
yeah, it's great
Yeah,
that
so
we
yes, we're getting closer. I think we're getting closer.
uh
So it was really interesting, Eleni, and really useful. So it was a pleasure to have you here all these weeks. I learned a lot from your share yourself, and it was really, really nice.
Yeah, and I think it's been so touching also to do this at this time. We've been
Yeah.
really seeing a lot of people trying to reinvent themselves, really trying to understand how to get their boat to sail again
Yes.
on that sea. And I think in some way our intention here, I hope people felt it in some way, has been to help you navigate that boat a little bit with what you know and I know, but also being really honest about the fact that we are also navigating our own boats. We're all
Yeah,
in
of
it.
course.
And there are certain things that can help along the way, like we have to get behind technology. We also have to make sure that we take care of ourselves while we do it. And I've learned so much from you in how you deeply understand the reasons why we have to learn to communicate really well online. And I kept hearing you say, which I absolutely love, how important it is to be ourselves over and over again.
Yes.
So I
Yes,
love
it's really important.
it's so beautiful to know that people out there are supporting that, because we've lived in times where people felt they had to become someone else, all the time
True.
to be successful. And that's a great message to get behind. I support it totally that, we have to learn to be who we are and be the truth of who we are out there, to be in our personal truth. So thanks again to you two and to everyone watching. It's been lovely spending time with you all.
Okay, we will see you soon. We will tell you more things.
Yes. Watch this space, everybody.
Yes.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye.